Well guys, welcome back. Just have to say thanks for watching my videos. Consider liking and subscribing. That way I do more reviews like this. Otherwise, what's the point? But anyways, the topic behind this video today is dual sporting a two-stroke. That, and I also want to do a quick comparison between the 300 two-stroke and my 500 EXC-F. So does the two-stroke make a legitimate dual sport? Well, that's what I'm hoping to try to answer today on this video. So stay tuned and let me know what you think. Is the two-stroke legitimate for dual sporting, or is it just completely out of its element on the roadway? So here we are again in my backyard, Tucson, Arizona, and I'm new to Tucson. Been here for a year now, so I never realized southern Arizona was as mountainous as it is, but I have been pleasantly surprised with the riding down here. It's endless, and I can get to the dirt in less than 15 miles. So if I'm going less than 15 miles to the dirt, why am I going to load up a vehicle and go through that rigmarole just to go ride? I'd rather just plate a dirt bike, ride 15 miles to the dirt, and be in an endless playground. So you would typically see the two-stroke set up in a hard enduro type of application, and somebody would be afraid of getting it out here on the roadway. That they would be afraid of going through top ends really quickly. So my whole idea is I want to put that to a test. I want to see if these road miles are going to have a negative effect on this bike long term as far as engine components are concerned. Right now, I would estimate, I don't know because I don't have the stock dash on here, but I would estimate that I probably have in the neighborhood of 80 to 100 hours on this bike right now before I started dual sporting it like this. If I wanted to dual sport this, I had to adapt it a little bit to make it a little more dual sport-y, but still capable of tackling pretty much anything that the 300 TPIs can tackle, barring rider capability. But I wanted to turn this into more of like a Swiss Army knife type of bike, or in this case, a Austria knife bike. That's so this road is not a good example because it is extremely bumpy and torn up. But how does the two-stroke cruise? 65 right now. I'm probably around, I don't know the RPMs exactly because it's actually listening. I'm not going to try to figure it out right now. It's too fast. It cruises pretty damn good. on, so a 1348 on this. And yeah, 70 miles an hour. We're pretty comfortable. It's a little twitchy. It's a little twitchy because it's like the power valve's almost coming open at that speed. So something that you can do to help smooth it out if you're going to be riding it on the road is screw that power valve in a little further than normal so that it opens up a little higher, because it's on the verge of coming open, and so it makes it really twitchy. But if you find that sweet spot, and particularly this setup with this gearing, 50 to 55 is its sweet spot. Above that, it just wants to accelerate, you know? It just wants to continue to accelerate, that's the problem. Woo! The front end gets light. The front end gets light at 70. 35. You know, you could cruise 80 on it, and it really would not be stressing it a bunch. You know, I've been on, for instance, the motocross 250Fs that people will try to trail ride. 40 miles an hour in 5th gear on that thing, and it feels like the thing wants to blow up. So what's nice about this is that it has a 6th gear, and that 6th gear is money. It really makes a big difference. So you can gear it down. You can even put a bigger front tooth on it, like a 15, and run like a 1548, and it would be nice on the roadway. And that's relative, you know, nice being relative. Better than what you would expect. It's counterbalanced, so it's super smooth. And not until, you know, that power valve opens and it really starts to rev up that, you know, you feel a little bit of the vibration on the roadway. But you keep it below that and it's nice. You know, and you can trust these tires. You really can. It's just, you know, trust the cars coming the opposite way. You don't know how many times I've been around this corner and somebody's freaking over the line. So we're going to stop up here and air down tires. Air down the rear at least. Take out my earplugs. So, just got out here to the dirt. Gonna air down my tire. And I just estimate this. Usually just grab a rock. Estimate it by feel. Usually down to about what it ends up being is like 6 pounds, usually 5 to 6. So real quick, I just wanted to show you what I'm working with and what we're talking about today. So this is my 2019 KTM 300 XCW TPI. It's the last year that has the kickstart as well as the TPI. I've gone through this bike and I've made it pretty dope dual sport. And so just wanted to compare it to riding my 500 EXC-F that I also dual sport. This bike is so much lighter, so much more nimble, yet I think I like my 500 better. Let's talk about it. So don't get it misconstrued. When I say dual sport, I don't mean that I like dual sport like DRZ 400 dual sport. I mean I ride my dirt bike, my plated dirt bike, on the roadway to as remote and as gnarly as I can find So I want something lightweight. I want something good on gas. I want fuel injection, that kind of stuff. I don't care so much about luggage capacity, you know, stuff like that. I really don't care about. It's the weight of the bike and then how it rides. And I think most everybody knows at this point you can't beat a 302 stroke. So why not take the 302 stroke on the road to the trail? Oh, because you're going to be blowing through top ends every month. Let's see. Let's make this a long-term review. And if you're interested in knowing what all I've done to this bike, I have some other videos that you can look back at. And I have basically the specs all listed out in a couple of different videos. Got some weather moving in. So you can't really, there's a lot of rocks sticking up out of this that'll just take the bars out of your hands. See, I say that I like the 500 more, but then I get out here on the 2-stroke and it's nothing but grin from ear to ear. So I don't know, I think I love them both, like, separately, you know. Woohoo! Man, this is so much fun. So kind of what it's coming down to is I may not even be able to keep both my bikes. I had 5 bikes 2 months ago and I'm down to 2 bikes. My 500 and my 300. This one, a 16 500 EXC-F and the 19 300 XCW TPI. And oh man, like I pared it down to the 2 that I loved, and now it's coming down to I may not even be able to keep 2. Oh man, it's having a family is priorities and being an adult. You know, I had a great job in Illinois. I gave it up to move out here to ride dirt bikes and get my family out of Illinois. And man, I mean, I'm making it happen, but I'm really not, because I only have 2 bikes now, and I might only have 1. God forbid it comes down to having none. So it comes to, you know, comparing the 2 bikes. Obviously the 300's nimble, can go pretty much anywhere. It's so buttery smooth, counterbalanced. And then I have this one set up so nicely. And to let it go now is going to be heartbreaking, because my bikes become not only do I love riding, I love working on bikes, I love building bikes. So my bikes become a labor of love. And I used to not get attached to bikes. I've had, in no exaggeration, I've had probably 24 bikes. I've probably had 24 different dirt bikes, motorcycles, and most of those are dual sport type motocross dirt bikes. And this 300 was a game changer. It was the first new bike I had ever bought. And man, it's going to be heartbreaking to have to let it go. But I might have to, because my family's more important. So real quick, the pros and the cons of each bike. We'll start with the pros. We'll start with the bike we're riding, the 300. It's super lightweight, super smooth, lots of supers. It's a superhero bike. It makes you feel like a superhero. It's fuel injected. It's lightweight. I think I already said that. So, what's the cons about it? Maintenance intervals. Nah, I don't care about that. I maintain my bikes anyways, but major maintenance intervals, the top ends, to be determined, man. I've seen these things go 200-300 miles. I mean, sorry, 200-300 hours, no problem. So, right off the bat, I'm noticing this bike just rolls through the obstacles so much better than the 500 does. You just feel it just feels so much lighter, and I think it's because of the lack of the rotating mass of the engine. But negatives for the 300. I have a bigger fuel tank on here, so that's not a negative. Not a whole lot, other than maintenance, blah blah blah. Doesn't scare me. Negatives for the 500. Well, the way I have it, the trim I have it set in with the rally tower, it has the possibility of being an expensive fix if I go down on it. Last time I was riding this bike, dude, I hit the deck hard. Would have busted up that rally tower, but it was out here in the single track stuff. And downhill, rock moved when my front tire hit it. Just had a funny bounce. Just maybe just hit the ground. But the 500, it is hot. It runs really hot. You feel the heat between your legs. 2, the slight flame out issue. You never have a flame out situation with the TPI. My TPI runs perfect. And anybody who doesn't have a perfect running TPI, I invite them to come and ride my 19 TPI with a stock ECU, because if you have a better running TPI, I'd like to ride it myself. So, the 500 is better on the road overall and can do this. So man, I want to keep them both. I like them both. They're both awesome at doing a variety of different things, man. And I'd just like to take a second here and just cruise along at 20 miles an hour between the two sections of single track. And I could have gone out and done it, but I'm gonna do it back the other way, going back towards home while there's still some light. But I just wanted to say, you know, I might have to sell my bike. I might have to sell both my bikes if it comes down to it. But you know what? That doesn't mean I'm done riding. It doesn't mean I've lost the passion for it. But what it means is that family is much more important. Well, I don't know how well you can see that, and I say that a lot, but the GoPro really doesn't do stuff justice. But alright, we're gonna head back now. Got some weather moving in. Definitely gonna be riding through some rain cloud or some rain, but that's okay. It won't last long. Be a nice little cool off. And you got rain to the west. Woo, quite a storm out to the east, but we're in a nice little pocket right here. I'm gonna hit this little single track and then bust my ass home. So it's just like a little section of rain. Oh, but there's some lightning in that storm, and I gotta ride right through that to get home. So that'll be fun. So there you can see, it's not quite dark yet, but there's no lights, low beam, high beam. Alright, let's hope this rain gives me enough time to get through this section. And then I'll take the road home. Hold off, rain. Let me have a little more fun. A little more fun. Oh, I love it when it starts to get like this. Like right at dusk. It's my favorite time to ride. I love the lighting. I love how the day's cooled off. I'm just so thankful to have this opportunity to ride. So I'm gonna round this video off here. Give you a couple more seconds of this single track goodness at dusk. But I really appreciate those of you who have hit that subscribe button. Those of you who have reached out to me already. I'm very thankful for that as well. But so in conclusion, the 300 makes a good dual sport, in my opinion. With the 6-speed, a larger fuel tank, some better lighting, and little saddlebags on the side, and the 300 is great all-purpose bike. The same can be said for the 500. KTM has just really knocked it out of the park with these current model years, and I think other brands trying to come on like Triumph are going to have their work cut out for them to catch up to what KTM has to offer. So again, thanks for watching. I think the gist of the video is they both make fantastic dual sports. You don't have to only ride the 300 and the gnarly. And yes, the 500 can do almost everything the 300 can do. Bam! That wraps it up. Sums it up. Shoot me a message if you got any questions. Hey, what's up, Kyle's just chilling in the wash. The cows are black. It's dark, I can't see them until like the last second. They're like shadows. Alright, peace. bunch of tents and nobody around. What in the heck? Strange. No vehicles, no bicycles, nobody outside of them. Maybe they're sleeping. Maybe they're just hikers and they're sleeping. They're big tents for hikers. I imagine they're hunters setting up for the weekend. Ooh, it's chunky. My Lord! Oh my Lord!